Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at discriminant. As you noticed here, last time we did is solving equations using the quadratic formula, which is right here. X equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Notice in our quadratic formula there is a radical, a square root, and if you remember, there is a certain restriction for square roots. Do you remember what it is? Okay, pause this video and answer for yourself. Okay, if you did pause and answer, if you answered that the radicand, okay, square root of x means x has to be greater than or equal to 0. This is my restriction for my radicand. So in this case, okay, in order for the radical to make sense, x has to be, or the radicand b squared minus 4ac has to be greater than or equal to 0 for it to actually have a value. Okay, which means if you look down here, this is my radicand. Okay, if my radicand is less than 0, that square root is impossible, which means you cannot evaluate the answer, which means there are no real solutions. Why I have to say real is because a little bit down the road of mathematics in university, you learn something called the complex numbers. Within complex numbers, there is a root. Okay, there is a root by introducing a number called I squared is equal to negative 1. But that's not here or there. But for the purpose of here, if b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, it's no real root. In other cases, when it's greater than 0 or when it's equal to 0, there is at least one root. Okay. Now, when it's greater than 0, we'll talk about that last. When it's equal to 0, now if the radicand is equal to 0, radicand equal to 0, and square root of 0 is just 0. There's only one square root for 0, which means if you do x equal to negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac, okay, that whole radical just disappears. So you just get x equal to negative b plus or minus 0. Doesn't matter because it's a 0, so this disappears over 2a. So that's the only answer you have. Okay, that's the only answer you have left, which means there is only one real solution. Okay, and this is a badly written 1 here, or 0. One real solution. Okay, and finally, remember if it's greater than 0, something like 4 or even 2 or some other number, it's a positive number. Okay, when it's a positive number, there's always 2 square roots. Now 2 square roots. So if you compute it, there's going to be 2 different answers. So when your radicand is greater than 0, there are 2 real roots to your equation. Okay, so that's a great way to check if before you even solve the problem, you have an answer or not. Okay, if you take b squared minus 4ac, okay, quickly check b squared minus 4ac. If it's greater than 0, it has 2 real roots. B squared minus 4ac equal to 0, it only has 1 real root. And b squared minus 4 is less than 0, it's undefined. There are no real solutions. If you consider their graph, when there are 2 roots, okay, like b squared minus 4ac greater than 0, it probably looks something like that, with 2 x-intercepts. Minus 0 equal to 0 means there's only one x-intercept, and less than 0, it could look something like that or something like that. Okay, one or the cannot be both, but something has no x-intercept. All right, and this b squared minus 4ac, what do we call it? B squared minus 4ac, we denote with the letter D. Okay, it's called the discriminant. Let's highlight that. Highlighter's not working. So discriminant, I'll just underline it. Discriminant. B squared minus 4ac is called the discriminant. Okay, and that's it for this lesson.